What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, in today's video, we're going to be going over XRP's price as it's finally giving us some of the clarity that we were looking for in yesterday's video. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little XRP yourself on up to 500x leverage, although I don't recommend 500x leverage, you can check out that link to BTCC down below. Guys, the reason why this is so good, and you cannot miss this right now, is because with the current partnership that I have with them, you're going to get a 10% bonus on first time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that if you deposit, say, $2,000, they're going to give you $200 back for free to trade. And say you turn that into $500 at $300 of profit, guys, that's yours. This is literally, and it's no strings attached. It's yours. You want to withdraw it, whatever. It's literally the opportunity to get free gains, which is so ridiculous. You got to check out that BTCC link down below. There are some other bonuses of up to $10,000 in credits, some SVIP rewards, and much more. But that 10% bonus, man, that is ridiculous. So go check that out down below. Let me know what you think. I do a ton of trading on BTCC myself, so let me know your thoughts down below. Now, in yesterday's video on XRP, okay, what we talked about was the fact that I was seeing some good signs from XRP. I talked about the fact that I loved the fact that we were, going a little bit sideways and things were going a little bit consolidation area, and our RSI was resetting, our Bollinger Bands were resetting. But I told you all I want to see a little more clarity, and what I mean by that structural clarity is I want to see these candles develop a bit so I can wrap my mind around what is happening, because once I have an idea of that, then I can get an idea of what do I look for next. Well, we can quite clearly see what's happening now. Now that we've put in these last 24 hours worth of candles, I can quite easily tell what's happening here, and I wanted to share it with you today. So XRP is putting in what many call a bullish pennant. Now, a bullish pennant is simply whenever a crypto goes vertical, and then it starts to create this equal triangle just like this. I think they're called isosceles triangles, but don't quote me on that. Now, whenever you put in a structure of this nature, where you have this bullish pennant like this, more often than not, these bullish pennants will break to the upside. You will usually, over half the time at least, see this price break upwards, but there are some moments where it doesn't break upwards and it heads downwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about both of those scenarios. We're going to talk about what I'm doing in either one of these cases so that I am as prepared as possible, so that when XRP does make this move, we're ready to go and we're ready to make some gains. Remember, on the channel, my goal here isn't to just call every single prediction correctly, because that's impossible. I cannot. There's no way that I can. I'll give you the data and I'll say statistically from my studies, 65% of the time this will happen, but I can't tell you this for sure is going to happen or that for sure going to happen. It's for sure going to go up or it's for sure going to go down. No, I can't do that. It's impossible. No one can. But what I can do is say, listen, under any scenario that pops up, no matter what happens here, this is what I'm doing if this happens. This is what I'm doing if this happens. And by that way, we're able to make gains no matter what this thing does. And now we're in a spot to where we can win in the good days and the bad days. And that's why we've been here for 4 or 5 years, consistently making gains the entire time during bull markets and bear markets. So let's go over both scenarios, okay? The more likely scenario here is that we do see XRP's price break to the upside, okay? That's the more likely scenario. It's about 60%, 60 to 65%. But what I will tell you, of course, is that in that instance, it's not just immediately going to gigasend. And I don't want you to think that. Now, the reason that I say it's not just immediately going to just send it all the way up to $1.50 or whatever is because you need to look at the macro picture. The macro picture is that we are still within that major 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone, and while we're in this zone, we're going to struggle. While we're below $1.32, we're going to struggle to go upwards. We have to clear that level at $1.32 before we can confidently say that this thing is going anywhere. So if we do break out to the upside, I wouldn't get too crazy. I wouldn't start immediately just going in, going long on leverage or doing all this stuff, because realistically, we have not only just the little short-term micro resistance, but we have that macro resistance at $1.32 sitting directly above us. Doing a little bit of purchasing, totally fine, no big deal whatsoever. But I would be looking to see this push us up towards that $1.32 zone and see if we can clear it. Because if we can clear it and we can hold above it, now we're talking. Now we're going for that $1.50 to $2. That's the big step. This is a little step. This is the big step. Okay, so that's what you need to be on the lookout for. XRP breaks upwards. Don't go too crazy immediately. Let's see if we can clear that top side first. Then we're looking real good for the upside move. Now, one quick thing, if any of this sounds super duper complicated, I do have a technical analysis for a beginner's guide. I'll tell you about it towards the end of the video. Now, let's say, for example, XRP's price breaks to the downside. It's not common, but it does happen. What I will show you is Pepe's price actually not too long ago did exactly that. Pepe was putting in a bullish pennant. Let me show you. Boom, like I believe it was like this. If I remember correctly. No, it had to have been, boom. Oh, there we go. Yep. So what you can see here, Pepe's price had a bullish pennant. It got a fake out to the upside right here, and then it broke to the downside. So it is possible, okay? It does happen every now and then where you'll see these break downwards. Now, if we see XRP's price break downwards, it's a very easy formula. what is going to happen from there? It basically always happens. What's going to happen is XRP's price is going to start working its way down to its bounce zones. The bounce zones are quite easily defined as the levels in which you put in the bottom side of the pennant. So we touched the bottom side of the pennant here. We touched the bottom side of the pennant here. This is going to be where XRP's price is going to try to come down to. It's going to break down here, and it's either going to go straight to 105 or straight back down towards $1. From there, it's going to try to use those two key zones as support and try to bounce its way back upwards. From there, that's when things are going to start getting a little bit confusing. We're going to need to see, okay, are we going to hold support here and go up? Are we going to hold support here and go up? Are we going to use this bounce zone to clear that resistance point and actually use this as a macro fake out? Are we going to lose both of these key points of support and create a descending channel in which we need to then be buying on the bottom side of, expecting a breakout eventually? That's when things are going to get a little bit weird, right? That's when we're going to need to start getting some more clarity. But the easiest thing to know is that if we do see XRP's price break to the downside of this pennant, $1.05 to $1 is almost guaranteed to happen. We're very likely to come back down to those levels. And from there, once we start building support and getting structural clarity, then we'll know exactly what to be on the lookout for. So if you see us, say for example, we go sideways a bit, then we drop 110 right here, bam, expect 105 to $1 almost immediately. Look for that support there. Look for the bulls to start stepping in. And from there, of course, then we'll be able to determine, okay, are we putting in this descending channel? All right, cool. Like, is that, what we're seeing with Pepe right now? We came back, because look at this, right? Pepe did the same thing. It came back to that last time we touched the bottom side of the pennant, built some support, trying to go back to the downside. Now we have a macro descending channel. So now we can see what's going on. Is that what XRP's price is going to do? Or is it going to immediately just, fake out to the downside and then use that support to send it back to the upside? Boom, boom. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. That's just all just speculation. But do expect, again, this is exactly where XRP's price is going to come down to, $1.05 to $1. So overall, guys, that's the game plan right now, and that's what I'm watching out for. If XRP's price does what's most likely and breaks to the top side, I'm not doing much until we can see this bad boy hit $1.32. There will be a little bit of resistance at 118. There will be more resistance at 127, but the main goal is $1.32, and I'm not getting far ahead of myself until XRP's price does clear that. If XRP's price breaks towards the downside, expect $1.05 to $1 to try to hold it as support, and from there I'll tell you exactly what to be on the lookout for once that structure does start to develop, okay? And as I mentioned before, if this does feel a little bit complicated, I did just release a technical analysis for beginners guide and video over in the Patreon, which is currently $5 a month. For $5 a month, you're going to get access to the different beginners courses I'm making. There's going to be one on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, leverage trading, altcoin investing, and meme coin investing. All of that will be available there. In addition to that, you're also going to get daily technical analysis reports from me, as you can see here. Daily technical analysis reports from me, daily fundamental analysis reports from me. You're going to get my thoughts and insights on news and much more. Again, all of that for $5 a month. And if you are a little bit more advanced, I will be releasing a tier in a couple days. That's going to be for those of you who need a little bit more, in which I'm going to be bringing on a bunch of different coaches every week. We're going to be doing coaches, workshops, seminars. I'll be releasing more in detailed advanced courses and stuff. So check all that out down below. Don't forget, again, only $5 a month. And for $1 a month, you can just join the community. If you want to ask me questions, talk to me and other community members. But overall, don't forget, if you do want to trade some XRP yourself, you can get a 10% bonus on first time deposits between $500 and $100,000. And overall, that is going to be about it. So loving what we're seeing. Got some structural clarity. Very good chance we see XRP in the midterm break upwards. So I'm looking forward to it retesting 132 and trying to open that door to going up $2, $3, $4. So I'll continue to update you as it does play out. And don't forget, I have probably about 5 or 6 more videos posting today. So stay tuned for those. And I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.